Hello, folks. Welcome to Garble Games. It's been a while. Yeah. Oh, hello, Jonathan. Welcome to chat for the first time. Yeah, I made this video. It's really cool. Yeah, welcome to Garble Games. My name is Millie. I have completely forgotten how to do all this stuff. But we'll work it out together with Pete and Ben and Graham. We will work out A, what we're doing, and B, where we are, and C, what we want to do, and D, profit.
Indubitably.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'd just knock the camera over. So
Yeah, please don't knock the camera over. It's been a little while. We did some stuff. We did a UK Games Expo. And now we're back. Pete, I saw you at UK Games Expo, and you are more than just this part of the t-shirt up.
I've got legs.
You've got legs.
Do you know how to use them?
It's crazy.
You've got, like,
sometimes.
Yeah, it was really cool, wasn't it? We sat.
Yeah.
But the legs, no, they are attached to his human body. He's not, in fact, some sort of.
I have 7 of them.
I've got legs. Look,
Ben has
evidence
legs.
that I have. Well,
I know you've got legs, Ben. I've seen your legs before.
You have seen my legs. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. I saw Simon. Simon very happily showed me his Musaa Kula shirt.
Yep.
Hi, Simon, when you're listening back. Great shirt. Looks really good on yellow.
Yeah.
And for the folks who then tell me about how Redbubble has pirated all our stuff, yes, I know. We put in the takedown things quite often, and they still are pirated. So,
It's quite nice that someone thinks they're piratable.
I know, it's quite exciting. Yeah, we're getting stuff, but also
we made it.
Also, if you are on Redbubble buying Musaa Kula stuff, go to the Garbler Games thing, not the first one you see. But aside from UK Games Expo, how are you, Pete?
I'm good. I mean, it was the highlight of my month, right? It was fantastic. We had a great show. We had a good Q&A, and we did a quiz, and there were some prizes. So it was lots of fun, and I bought toys and things.
Yeah.
Or catapults and Hero Quest and all kinds of stuff. So lots of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. I have to admit, it's been a little while since we've done Coriolis, so I may need some help remembering exactly everything that was going on.
Yeah.
But
Like having
a long
takes
way.
long wheeze.
I should tell you some of the descriptive things I've got written on my character sheet at some point, but maybe later.
Okay.
What I've named all the psychic.
Maybe when we've got like a delay so that we can vet them for appropriateness.
Probably a wise idea, Ben.
Yeah, good plan. And Graham, you went to UK Games Expo. I knew you already had legs, because they were there on our wedding day. How are you? That is behind us.
I am pretty good, to be honest with you. At Games Expo, I probably got maybe 3-ish hours sleep a day. I think there's more pints than hours of sleep every day, if I'm fair. But I had a really good time. It's good fun volunteering, and the show's pretty banging. And now it's Tuesday, so I have slept a little bit. And I'm looking forward to failing spectacularly at loads of things at Coriolis. Apart from piloting, I'm quite good at that.
We did an epic piloting role previously.
Pirating.
Pirate role. We could just scrap this campaign and go off and be Corsairs.
Ooh.
Wasn't there some talk of like
Freedom fighters, you mean?
some sort of trashy Corsair Nomad and the Corsair romance novel?
Probably.
No, because we gave away a copy of the 3rd book at the like giveaway.
Wake
so,
up the
Gotta play
icons.
through it now.
So at least one member of Gartopia knows what we should be doing, and by golly, I'm gonna make us do it. I feel like it's probably part of. Do you remember Bullseye? And it's like, let's have a look at what you could have won.
What you could have won.
Yeah. Ben.
Yeah, we didn't wheel out a speedboat though. So
You got the inflatable jacuzzi. That's safe.
Mhm. Ben, my friend,
Hello.
how the devil are you?
I am here.
Excellent. That's...
Yeah. Oh, busy. Didn't get to go to UK Gaming Expo. Still not doing crowds yet, but it will happen inevitably. At some point, I have been incubating many eggs of my own in a not quite as horrifying as that metaphor sounded when it came out kind of way.
So when you went incubating, it was like, oh my gosh, have you been ill, friend? That doesn't sound good. And then you're like, no, just
No,
incubating.
I've not been ill. No.
Plots
So
and plans.
it's weird.
Plots and plans. As we've been away for a little while, and there is a very general sort of, for us as people here in the game, and potentially for folks at home, I don't think we're going to get through a massive amount as we've had a break. We might just take a moment. We're definitely going to do some XPs, and then we might just try and remember all the threads we've got pulling on and all the plates we are juggling. This might be a good part to go back through all the things and see where we're up to. Really? Maybe not. Who knows? But first up, let's get the book.
Committed to is a strong phrase, right?
Well, I mean, got that college.
We did,
So,
yeah.
Very true.
We are the
Yeah.
good guys.
Got that guy essentially committed suicide by mercenary. The
Yeah.
scientist guy. And then we
Rescued that diplomat.
Destering Kai.
yeah, I mean,
Destering guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prevented your mates from trolling off back to Coriolis and getting blown up by the evil traitors.
Okay. Yeah, we did.
Started a revolution, or at least a revolutionary movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of our money to that, in fact.
Yep.
Yeah.
Money well spent.
Started 2 revolutions, to be fair.
Yeah, you went to Sedal and started another one up there.
Yep.
Oh,
So-
we figured out the thing about the frequencies of people in and out of the pulsar things.
Yeah.
I don't think we figured out like exactly what that.
Not
that was
everything about it.
No, but,
we
but
saw
he can hear the
something-
music of the spheres.
And there's something inside the gate space,
Oh,
you know,
Yeah.
the
Portal space.
And you broke
portal space, that's it.
And then we got lost on a tangent about it being like a moth house or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We just need a really big match. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Also, we had that guy who tried to get us impounded that we're technically doing the job for, but only lying about it, really. Is the doctor from the place
Varian.
Varian? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Varian. We started a job for Varian, which was also a job for Shadi, which was also, I think, a job for one other person. Like we had 3
Yeah.
plates spinning that all led us in the same. Shadi is your patron who is currently paying all your.
The other thing. Oh,
Yeah, Shanaz wanted to go to Mira, where we currently are.
Yep.
So first up, did you take part in the last mission? Everybody gets 1 XP for that. So that's yes for 1.
Yes,
That's the first XP question. Second XP question, did you overcome a difficult challenge to help your crew reach its current goal?
Yes, I started a revolution in the Sedal system.
Yeah. So I think our goal in that sort of area, that
Chapter.
chapter, if you will, was to save or find Dessa and Kai.
I went into his brain,
You went,
his mind to sort of, you know, figure out what was going on with him.
We
Mhm.
had the firefight where we rescued it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh yeah, and I nearly died, right?
Yeah.
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 You just got to shoot them before they shoot you, Yusuf. That's how you do it.
I try.
Yeah, we maybe stopped him being brainwashed. We didn't end up in a fight with our allies. We gave up somewhat gracefully instead of starting.
And that was hard, not being in a fight with our allies.
Mhm.
It was really difficult.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
It was.
It's dangerous.
Oh, we got through the blockade twice by just punching it, Chewy.
We did shenanigans our way through the. All right. So we overcame a difficult challenge. Did you put yourself or your crew at risk because of your personal problem? So, what's Silsila's personal problem?
Too much confidence.
Did you put yourself or your crew at risk because you were too confident all the time. It's the
I
whole.
mean, like the first thing in the mission was Silsilla going, there's only got a couple of warships. We'll make it.
But to be fair, the thing that probably got us in the most amount of potential trouble was hearing that guy on the comms going, "Yeah, that's me, of course, yeah, or whatever mission, blah blah, of course, yeah."
Oh, just being like,
We
yeah.
ended up in the shit in the first place. Was just still going, "Oh, that's some yeah, okay. I used to work for those guys. I'll say it to me now."
I'll just answer that. Okay, yeah. So that
And the whole plan, as Ben said, was basically let's just pretend we're that shit while running really fast, because we just fly.
yeah. Okay. So
Too slow to avoid weapons.
Silsilla did that. What's Shanaz's personal problem?
What's controversy wherever she goes?
What's controversy?
Or causes controversy.
Causes.
Yeah, it's courts, but it could be causes just as easily. And
Okay.
yeah.
What controversy did or did not Shanaz court in the Sadal system?
In the Sadal system, there was the consortium folks who decided that they knew a lot about us and got all facey with me and started being threatening.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up having to cause them psychic damage because they were mean.
Okay. Yeah. That definitely things. And the controversy of now being attached to a workers' rights movement.
The workers' rights movement.
Yeah.
Starting your own.
Courtesan.
That's the previous thing back on Coriolis, but yeah, fair point. I have
Yeah.
sort of started a guild. No, that's you. That's not me. I don't endorse the T-shirt empire.
They're all illegal.
Yeah.
Knockoffs. Shanaz's IP department is.
I'm only going along with it so we can track down who those vendors are and sue them.
Yeah.
That's what's keeping the ship in space.
Bounty on their heads.
Yeah, we practically.
Everywhere you go. And Yusuf, what's Yusuf's personal problem?
Well, my personal problem has changed. So it was
Excellent.
on the run, but he's now undergoing a spiritual awakening.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his personal problem at the moment. And he's kind of exploring his mystic powers and like potentially going insane.
Did you put yourself or your crew at risk because of this?
Yeah, I stayed awake in
You went into
portal space.
Yes, absolutely.
To examine what was going on mystically. And then I like nearly popped a blood vessel.
And
we went into the dark place. Do you remember? We just walked in like, "Hi, we're with this guy," and we met the other mystics.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the people with guns.
Did you learn something new about yourself or another PC? What did we learn about each other or ourselves?
When did we learn that I didn't just drive the bus?
That was on this mission. That is very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Because
You
I
are
know at
not
some
just the
point
driver.
I picked up that third eye thing, which is the like, "Oh no, we're going to be ambushed" thing, which is actually what stopped us being murdered.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure when I picked up point blank.
I think that this mission there's very definitely been a confirmation of the previous mission. Silsilla was just quite good with a gun, and now special operatives remember his call sign and ask him come on a mission and follow his orders. And so we're all a bit like, what? So yeah, we've definitely learned Silsilla is not just a bus driver. What did we learn about Shanaz?
She drinks an awful lot of water at the minute.
Yeah, does. Well, what did Shanaz learn about somebody else?
Well, I think in many ways, I think Shanaz has learned to start taking things seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So Shanaz has picked up from Yusuf a little bit more of a sort of people do actually matter vibe. From Silsilla, she's picked up this sort of pragmatism about doing stuff and justifies the means kind of thing. So she's changed quite a lot. She's gone from being media darling to political agitator in many ways.
I was going to say, however.
So yeah, I suppose that's very true. We did the rip-off job with the fake plastic sword.
Are we just ticking
And-
our way through Firefly episode? Yeah.
Play the
Feels
Mine
like it.
Lord.
Pardon?
Who would play the Mine Lord?
Who would play the Mine Lord? I reckon Alan Tudyk could be a really good Mine Lord. He'd be really good at that.
Yeah.
And Yusuf, did you learn something about yourself or one of your PCs?
I learnt from Shanaz that you have to play the game. It's a kind of flip side. So I thought it was all about just, down at grassroots and figuring it all out. But there is a bigger game that you have to be part of in order to affect real change. So he's starting to change the way he kind of sees things. And I feel like there's like a little bit of a mutual respect coming between Shanaz and Yusuf, which hadn't been there at the beginning. It was like he was a young idiot who just escaped bondage. So he was like living it up. And she's like, oh, God,
Yeah.
and rightly so.
Yusuf's value to Shanaz originally was that he kept Silsila busy. So she
Yeah.
could do stuff.
Absolutely.
I don't think you got
And then
a lot
you've
of
realized we're
value.
both useful.
I don't think you got a lot of value. I distinctly remember the whole pretending to be drunk driving the buggy thing.
We weren't pretending to be drunk. We were
Well,
hammered.
actually,
You were actually hammered driving that grav car.
I mean,
But at that point, you had just done something really.
Oh, I was
useful.
drunk as well. I was drinking all night that night.
Mhm. All right. So, did you risk or sacrifice something for your PC buddy? Risk or sacrifice something for one of the other crew members? I think because you're all really buddies.
We're like a trio, aren't we?
I
Yeah.
feel like this
Yeah.
is the weakest
Yeah.
question in the thing.
I would argue that the portal space thing was probably my point of doing that.
Yeah.
I stayed up in portal space because they were both more necessary than I was at that point, and didn't think that Yusuf was going to do the same thing. So we kind of both screwed each other over. I was like, well, if I go mad, they can still fly the ship and use mind powers and fight things.
Mm-hmm.
No harm, no foul. So I was prepared to sacrifice my sanity in portal space.
Mind powers are overrated.
What did Scylla risk for or sacrifice for the crew?
All of my money,
Yeah.
life and limb on several occasions. Because I think when we're fighting the mercenaries, when we're trying to rescue the scientists, I wanted to run away, and Yusuf's like, no, I'm going to stand here and fire all my weapons. And then you got shot.
No,
and it's like,
we've
I have to
had
leave you on the
XP for
floor
that though.
for
We've had
5
XP
hours.
for
Yeah, you
that.
can't claim for the same.
This is in the run from we took
Okay, back up my
Homer
timeline.
back to Coriolis, and then we went out to we were out to come to Mira, but we ended up going to Sadal. So in the meeting up with your previous squad, going to Sadal, going down onto the moon, rescuing Desrin Kai and his pod, bringing that back, running the blockades, jumping through portal space, and that.
I think Silsilla and I risked ourselves fighting those like darkness demons in the cargo bay.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Definitely
No,
the
that
Hounds
ship
of
was gone.
Tyndall.
Because we both ran in there to like take them out, and it was
Oh yeah, because
a lot more dangerous than I thought it was going to be. I
At
was
all,
like,
did she? She didn't like face to face with the hound demon at all. She just stood at the back and watched.
Yeah, I remember now, actually. Right, because I thought we were going to die. So I gave Kirsch a weapon. And
you've already
shut the
got your
door.
point, Ben.
But yeah, no, I literally thought we
Because
were going to die.
Silsilla
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
his
I mean,
sight
that
for a bit.
wasn't, like, that is
Yeah.
I closed
We
the
got
door,
infected, didn't we?
and I
Yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
they could going to get murdered. That's why I quite like the idea of Kirsch just killing everything with a sword by accident.
Yeah, you were a proper pirate with an eye patch for about 2 weeks.
Oh
weren't you?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah, it
all
was
of the
mine just
Sadal.
piloting and shooting.
So should Silsilla go up on a wanted poster, it's going to be a one-eyed
Oh
pirate.
yeah.
The disguise. That's what
But
it
the
was.
patch keeps changing
that's what-
depending where
yeah.
the
Which system you're in.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the final question is: did you act in accordance with your icon?
Mine is
Yeah. Your
Mine's
icon, the
gambler
deckhand.
to take
Yeah.
risks and be stupid.
I think
Well, no, be stupid, but to take risks.
take risks. You definitely gambled on some things.
Yeah.
you.
And how did
Oh,
Shanaz
what's
do?
the The dancer one. I mean, she's been big in the religious thing for a while,
Yeah.
but was she appropriately dancery?
I think so. The twists and turns, the machinations, the maneuvers that you do, it's very.
It's true.
Yeah.
The dancer, inspiration, perseverance. Yeah, looks
Yeah.
like.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. So quick, like tot up. How did we do?
I think we all got 6.
Really amazing. Timeline.
Well, that's good. So
Yeah.
so 5 XP for things or upgrading things. What are we all sitting on? Do we know?
With the skill, is it just 5 points to go up a skill point?
Leave back to that.
Yeah, it's 5 points for a skill point or 5 points for a talent. It's very, very straightforward. It's all you
Okay.
have to worry about.
Cool.
Yep.
I am going to sit on my XP because I want to be able to spend it on mimeturgy.
So how many
I'm-
how many have you got,
Is there
Ben?
something called
I've got 6.
6. Executioner, Graham?
lets you reverse the dice.
Yeah, lets you mess with the crit roll.
I'll lean in.
How many do you need for mimeturgy then?
You know, because it doesn't really exist.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Okay. Which,
And we're not there yet, so you need
And
to
we're
get
not there
there.
yet.
Yeah, good point.
So we need
good
to
point.
get there, and
Yeah.
I need to do puppy dog eyes at Millie, and
Okay.
I think most of the skills, I've never really tried to hack anything or do anything medical or, I mean, maybe science for the astrogation stuff.
how many XPs have you got?
I think I've got 8.
Okay.
Looking at that.
So you have to spend some
Oh, okay.
because I think 10 is the most you're allowed to sit on.
So, no, with the ones we just got.
Oh, with the ones you've got.
Yeah,
All right.
okay. But I'll either take 1 in the melee thing so I can actually hit people with that sword more effectively.
Mhm.
It's not bad at it, to be fair. Or I might just take another. Yeah, I'll probably take another feat.
Okay.
Maybe a sneaky feat if I can find one.
All right. Yeah. We can route. And Pete, how's Yusuf? How many XPs is Yusuf sitting on?
I didn't have any left over from last time, so I've got 6. But
Okay.
I'm going to get something. I like to notch him up. I'm tempted to put my mystic powers up by 1, so that I've got mystic powers 3.
Yeah.
And empathy 4 at 7 dice.
Yeah, we use them
But
a
I feel
lot.
like I'm just in that one avenue, and I don't want to, you know.
It's
we're
worth it.
all kind of in that 1 or 2 avenues. We're
Yeah,
very
that's
much
true.
specialists.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
true. I just want to have a quick little look. What missed it? So I've
Oh, yeah.
got Mindwalker, Thought Transference, Mind Reader, Clairvoyant, and Stop. So that's probably enough powers for now.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
actually get hammer time as well.
Hammer time.
Hammer time.
Are there any mystic powers in the Wake of the Icons book that I should know about?
The next one, I have not checked Mystic Powers.
Because they're
and
mystic
stuff.
powers, right? They exist.
There
right?
is a whole section in Wake of the Icons that I have chosen not to read because Millie is running this game for us and I don't want to spoil it. But as near as I could tell, there's a whole chapter on special new mystic powers.
Mystic death powers.
Not more XP.
I'll wait to the next book.
Do we have our Coriolis book? Or
Yes,
does anyone know of any sneaky infiltrator type?
Down here.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. That's okay. But if not, I'll take execute.
Let me do this. All right. So, is this set up right? I'm going to show us another screen with a map on it. Let me just make sure. Remember how to do the. Yeah. Okay. So, did that work? Can everybody still hear us? Can everybody see the map?
Yay!
Yay!
Hey.
Excellent. Right. Okay. So,
Cool.
this is the map, and forgive me, I've done a little bit of a wonky twist on it because
But it all fits on the
Fits
screen.
now.
It's lovely.
it's all on the screen. I know it might be a little bit difficult to read for folks on a tablet and stuff, but just to give us an idea of where we were kind of being. Where is it?
Oh, where are the pings?
I don't have the pings at the minute.
I thought there was going to be like a Indiana Jones
roll
line
through.
or something.
Not yet. No.
We went top left to top middle, basically.
Yeah. So we're currently here, which is Mira, which is the home of the Seekers and Alarm's Temple and all kinds of stuff. The blockade is in Iwaz, so people can't get into Zalos. And we previously spent a little time over there in Sedal, and that was where we found the diplomat Desrin Kai. We found looks like they're building some sort of fleet or army or something going on, and all kinds of strange stuff going on over there. What else did we also?
Humanites.
Humanites, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Humanite fleet.
Lots of humanites, and they're using them to build and stock the fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Vesarin tribe of the Vesti humanites, the
Yeah.
radio people.
Yeah.
Those are the radio folks, yeah.
And then
But there's also 5 or 6 other types of humanites that they've got building and stocking ships.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
those who could work in like orb.
The non-breathy ones,
yeah, they
the
don't
super
need-
strong ones, the
yeah,
Radiohead.
Jen.
yeah, absolutely. So there was all kinds of sketchy humanite stuff going on over here. At the portal in Arai, that's where we made the portal crew, because that portal crew there wasn't a big oasis like many other portal stations we've been to. It was like 6 dudes in a shitty little
Yeah, it was like a
station.
manky truck stop rather than being a proper service station with a little chef and a hotel and
Yeah. But that was where Yusuf stole the tabula that had the composite, like they'd made a composite picture of a butterfly ship. And they were also asking, like, you survived the portal explosion. How did you do it? They're not telling us anything. What do you know? You're heroes to us and all that kind of stuff. Share with us this knowledge. And you were all a bit like, I know.
that's what heroes do.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe you forgot something in the other room.
Stole your things. Yeah, absolutely. And then there was also, we were hearing up here. Yeah, it's up here. So
Oh yes, yeah, because we were thinking about heading up there for the pirates and the being armed.
yeah. So
yeah.
so our original mission to Mira was to pick up an artifact, like this
Yep.
strange artifact
Yeah.
that folks had found. And when we were looking through our like info on Mira and that kind of stuff, it's quite close, like not so many far jumps, easy route to Otakon, where there is the remnants of the Portal War, a massive sort of debris field, destroyed sort of areas and everything like that, where people trade in things from the port. And so we were kind of going, is the reason we're coming to Mira because it's a legitimate trading space, but has somebody smuggled something from Otakon? And I seem to remember, because
Wow.
not warlord, or maybe a warlord, but Adia, they knew the head of the station.
Mahia Station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
We
were
were definitely going to
humanite.
go there.
Yeah, the ash belt in Otakon.
Yeah. I've just realized that I'm working from an older version of my character sheet because I failed to save it last time I used it, which was clever of me. So all of those notes have vanished. So
Oh,
thanks,
wow.
Pete.
It's all right.
Job, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were at some point going to go over to Otakon or that kind of stuff. We had convinced the folks who from the Colonial Agency, and they were going to take Desser and Kai back to Coriolis, back to society, but keep him in stasis long enough for folks.
Were they not going to wait a couple of weeks for us to come? Yeah, they gave us 2 weeks
Yeah.
to go and come back before
Yeah.
they were going to take him to see if we could find out anything on Mira that might help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So either they're flying like a long route, or they're like gonna hang out in Portal Station for a bit. Fly casual through the Iwas blockade. Hopefully they won't get inspected and that kind of stuff. But that was them. They're going to delay until we get there, and we are just up here in Mira.
Graham, I've looked at the talents, and stealth talents, the closest you've got is Sprinter and the Assassin's Thrust.
I beg your pardon.
So Sprinter improves your movement rate, and the Assassin's Thrust is sneak attack. You get +2 to melee combat when you make a sneak attack.
Nice.
Quite agile, so nice on hiding. Okay, I'll have a think about those two.
I would say Sprinter probably doesn't look like the one you're looking for, but
No.
Assassin or Executioner are probably good ones to go for.
Sounds fun.
Mm.
So let's come back because we don't need the map so much anymore. Why is my camera not liking my green screen tonight?
Oh.
I don't know. Static in space, magnetic fields and such.
Yeah.
It's Tetrion radiation.
It is absolutely Tetrion radiation. What we could
Damn
do.
those Tetrions.
You're passing through the Van Allen belt.
Absolutely, yeah.
I finished season 1 of my Star Trek game.
Oh,
You
nice.
reminded me by talking science bullshit. Yeah, it turned out that the big bad guys that they fought in the first episode of season 1 were made by them in the last episode of season 1.
Oh my god.
We
They
did
are.
time shenanigans.
Time
it was
loop.
amazing.
Excellent.
Sounds awesome. They are the bad guys then.
Yeah.
Are we the bad guys?
Except no, because
Yes,
they
we are. We're the players.
they did a time thing and undid the timeline, so they just arrived at Deep Space 3 at the end going, well, that was a nice journey. We have all these memories.
Ah, so it's like Voyager. It never
yeah.
happened.
Someone said that we're doing a lot of stuff inside someone's mind in this episode. Is this a Voyager episode?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right, so we arrived in Mira, and the whole point of coming to Mira was to officially broker this artifact exchange. Varian Brusilsiller has funded, given the details for I can't remember the name of the transaction system. Avella, I think it is. I'll have to check my notes. But funded like a broker in this area because obviously we're so far away. Like there is no instant communication with Kua. It has to ping through portals, and is probably going to get read by going through Zalos and the Iwas blockade. So there's no like secure sort of info out this way. But you have been given an authorization code with a local broker that will indeed release the funds to the person once you've secured the artifact.
Cool.
So we'll do
But
it.
when we got there, everything has been a bit funky. So strange things are afoot.
At the Circle K.
All we know is that we're being allowed to land on Mira.
Yeah, so I remember no, that was a Coriolis. When we got here, Shanaz got in touch with the Courtesan Academy, and they were like, yeah, maybe. They were a bit standoffish rather than oh, it's one of our most famous courtesans. Perhaps we should invite her for tea and dulcimer lessons. Instead, they were like, yeah, maybe we can find a place for you to come in. And we were just a bit on edge.
Did we have to dock at a station in orbit and shuttle down? or were we allowed to land on the planet? That because I know there was one place where we definitely weren't allowed on planet, and we had to shuttle
That
down.
was Sadal.
Okay.
Sadal and its sister planet.
Mm-hmm.
You are really restricted in entry. But let's just come back and
Sadal's sister planet that begins with a B.
Yes, it does.
a lot of planets in this this place.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about.
We do.
Yep.
Dean, Shura, Rimwood. No, we're not going. Rimwood Reach. Not going to Zine. Not going to the Monolith or Kua or
What
Gina.
everybody's looking at. Are we actually going to do the job for Vidian, whatever it is?
Varian.
Varian?
We'll
Sure.
get this relic.
Yeah,
Why not?
not?
Might be interesting,
Might be connected. Everything else seems to be.
Fair. It's
right? And this
That's
is
Like the icons are guiding us.
Well, I mean, still doesn't really like Vidian in the slightest. Really have much intention of this was just an excuse.
Oh no, we hate him.
Get
He's
him off our
he's a
back.
dick, and we basically just rip him off for cash.
Yeah.
Didn't we all wake up in that hospital in that creepy place where I stole all the fruit?
Yeah,
that was
totally
a bit.
not
Yeah,
prisoners.
that's the
Yeah, that
guy,
was really weird. That was
Yeah.
really weird.
Mhm.
Was a little bit hinky. You're right.
I do still need to get one of those clothing fabricators from him fitted on the ship, though.
And they had really good pineapples.
All right, so Mira, icon churches, cloister palaces, pilgrims and merchants flock to the planet. It's full of first come wonders, floating traffic in Icon City, aesthetic monks in the forgotten valleys of Manau, and much more. Also, it's got the Chaleb's dockyard, where your ship is actually made.
Ooh.
3 stars in this system.
Binary.
Trinary
Wow.
system.
I'm going to stare out the viewport at that for a bit. Not that it's going to be hugely much more clear for me as we fly, but
We essentially just steal Viridian's money and use it to buy stuff on the ship.
You wanna piss off the colonial agency.
No,
Just him.
Him.
Fair.
yes to both from me.
help the rescue guy. When I say help, I mean do
I mean,
most of it.
To be fair, there's not a lot to buy on Mira. It is a pilgrimage place. You go there and you give money. You don't really get things.
Hang on.
Yeah, no,
Hang on. If everyone's going there and giving money, surely there's lots of money there.
I mean,
Yeah, but robbing the icons is generally considered
generally.
a poor life choice.
I just want to...
Do they really need to give all that money to the icons? What do the icons need all that money for?
Well, that's a fair point. If we could prove to the icons that elements of the temple are misappropriating funds, then legitimately we could liberate it then.
Indeed.
Great. Let's get some more afterburners and a pulse cannon.
And I bet you that they are misappropriating funds.
I mean, let's go and see. We don't know. These might be.
Let's focus
the good
on
parts.
a few jobs at a time. Maybe should we say one job per
Sure.
person?
I like this relic thing. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm uncertain whether we've had this news bulletin before or whether this will be the first time we hear it. But as we've arrived in a big system, we get a bulletin update. So this one we'll work out if you've had it before, and then if it's a repeat.
It takes a while to get through the portal network, so it may just be a repeat anyway,
just
right?
Be a repeat, right? Yeah. So reporting live from the Palace of the Council in the Spire on Coriolis for a moment. In the Spire on Kua for a momentous occasion. Over to you, Mahadi Alana. An older woman dressed in a strict but lavishly embroidered dress, wearing Zenithian makeup, appears smiling on a wide marble staircase surrounded by many camera drones. She looks at the camera. Thank you, Jabal. Coming to you from the eye of the storm, we've just received word that the council has made a breakthrough in some negotiations. Governor Dargosian has declined to comment on the matter, but we have council member Johan Kassar, remember Silsila's best mate from the party at the start of the year, Johan Kassar here with a statement. The drones refocus on a group of council members at the top of the stairs outside the palace gates. Stepping up to an elevated lectern, the Zenithian diplomat addresses the cameras. After arduous negotiations, we have arrived at a solution and presented it to the popular assembly. Thanks to member Anna Din Esudia, who just arrived from Sadal. And there's a lady that Shanaz will recognize. She had dinner with you not so long ago.
I've met her.
Yeah.
And there's no way in hell she should be able to be there unless the pariah let her through.
And
You made a very dangerous choice. The decision was a difficult one, but we must stand together. The voice of the people ultimately led the way. The situation is dire throughout the horizon, both economically and politically. So today, the Humanite Act was passed with a clear majority. Drawing on the Messina laws of Coriolis Cycle 5, this new legislation allows the council to impose mandatory civil conscription on all humanites who were originally created for levied labour.
Oh no, they didn't.
It cuts back to like the bulletin, news things. And there's like somebody going, "Oh, an excellent break," and they break into the conversational stuff, which is like, "Oh, this is great. We're now not going to have any holdups because we can conscript humanites to do all our dockyard work, and we're looking forward to shorter queues at the spaceports." And they break.
I throw something at the screen.
Yeah, fruit splat.
Pineapple chunks.
Yeah, and obviously there's like, "Would you like to know more?" kind of crops up and all that kind of stuff.
They just did that, didn't they?
Yeah. What?
Right.
I don't know what to say.
Sounds like Emperor.
No. Yes, but no. I know what you mean.
Benign dictator.
No kings, no masters, no more dictators.
You don't have to tell me. They've just enslaved a whole group of people to replace the people in economic slavery. There's going to be...
Except they've doubled down and made it worse.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to mine lord a lot of them then.
Yeah. He was a practice, and now we have to do it to the entire council. Apparently.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is like filtering through. She is at she's on Kua, the very least, or so it appears.
Can you send a message to your friend, your actual? More than one of her, or you actually leave and get to kill her?
It's the same name, so if there's more than one of her, he's not going to know because he's going to assume that she's still there.
Well, that's the thing. If he says no, she's still here, then that's.
She could be a biosculpt, but yeah. And it wouldn't be the first person to use biosculpt to appear in multiple places at the same time. Quite a few celebrities do it.
Yeah.
Is it something that your friend would be against? Does it seem weird that she's there?
Oh, she was at dinner at his place because she's a very important person in Sadal. You know, the place where they're building the fleet of ships to stock with these illegal
humanites. Like what?
No, totally legal humanites.
Now it is.
All right, then let's actually crack on with mirror missions and then go and shoot some.
Okay. So,
is Adia with us?
Adia, yeah, of course, Adia and Kershaw.
I mean, is she there watching the news thing with us?
I probably not.
Do we know her status in terms of how this might affect her?
Doesn't matter what her status is anymore. It's forced conscription.
But are all humanites created for that purpose?
Well, Adia is the type of humanite that breathes underwater, so they would be made for underwater labor.
Sure. So they'll be
fishing, dock
so they'll be looking for
maintenance.
When it comes to laws like this, it's
everybody
not about looking for the letter of the law. It's about
using
creating
it
a
as an
law that
excuse
can
to
be
just
used to
whack
bludgeon
people with
compliance.
Yeah. I've been on this short end of those before.
I mean,
I'm going to go and tell Adia and make sure that she hears it from us rather than anyone else.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Adia, they're somewhere in the like bits of the ship going over engines and stuff, and they're like talking. You can hear them talking with Kirsch. This familiar like Parker and Brett style bickering between them, like sort of thing. Probably along the lines of, there is no room on this ship for you to have more pets. You need to stop co-opting life support.
As a Kirsch,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
how you put the capybara.
yeah, absolutely.
And he doesn't want to share with like 1,200 capybara.
Absolutely. And you can hear like Kirsch going, there's only like 3 or 4 more. This is not a breeding set. There will be no more. I could just pick up some more when we go back.
Reminds me, are we going to do anything? Hey, fuck it.
Let's burn that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, it's better than the lizard that trashed everything everywhere.
I think ultimately we're going to use the capybaras to save the universe. So let's just keep them around.
Yeah.
Release them into the council chambers.
Exactly.
You wouldn't shoot a man.
Weaponize them.
Yeah, you wouldn't shoot a man holding 2 capybaras.
Look how
Snuffle.
cute it is.
Exactly. Yeah. You can have this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can hear them and they're talking about this, and then like as a door opens, they are aware somebody's come down into like the section, and they're like, just hand me and they techno babble that they don't think anybody else will understand, which probably is made up sort of thing. Kirsch is like, I don't want to. Like you hear us stomping off somewhere else. And Adia sticks the head out like, Shanaz, not normally where we see you. I don't think we've got anywhere clean to sit. Hang on.
Don't worry about it. There isn't anywhere clean anywhere, apparently.
Well,
Adia,
look, we're doing our best.
No, I don't mean that. No, you are a member of this crew. You are absolutely not the problem here. I've got some bad news, and I want you to hear it from us instead of from anywhere else. So don't worry about the mess.
We can offload whatever it is Kirsch has in those pods at the next habitable. Okay. There's an expression on Adia's face like, normally it is.
Normally.
Yeah. Okay. No. You got me nervous here, I must admit.
Hey, look, you've got no reason to be nervous around us, but you are right to be nervous. We've just picked up a latest bulletin from Coriolis and Kua, and it's bad. It's bad in particular for you and the other humanites.
What, worse than normal?
Significantly. So first and foremost, you are safe with us. Under no circumstances will we let any harm come to you while you are with us on our ship, part of our crew. If there's anything we can do at any point to help, support, or aid you in any way, we will do it.
What?
But they have just passed a law
across
the Third Horizon conscripting all humanites for mandatory labor.
And they whistle like this big, like, ooh, shit. It's back to being slaves again, yeah?
That's the long and short of it, yes.
And they sit down on like a messy sort of toolbox or something, that thing's like, that's, that might explain why there's been some folks going missing. Like, I've been trying to reach some folks. I think we spoke about it.
Yeah.
That might. Do you think?
Anybody public, they're scooping up.
Do you think they've these like my friends have made a run for it? Like they knew ahead of time and have ran, or do you think they've been?
Some of them, I hope. All of them, I hope. But when that news gets out, there are going to be a lot of people running. Or that news is out. There will have been a lot of people running. There could have been a lot of people running for days, weeks. How old was the broadcast?
I think probably it's just before, like timeline wise, this would have been announced before you got to Sadal, and we've just picked it up in a wonky way.
Okay, so yeah, it was announced on this date in the cycle of the turn of these guys. So some people will have got away, I hope. Some people will be on the run, but yeah.
Do you you need to make up some sort of we own Adia paperwork then?
I don't want to, because we don't. You do.
Okay. I guess
Do you think it would help?
Well, either that or I'm not getting off the ship for a while, am I?
True.
I mean, if I don't get off the ship, you know, Kirsch is just going to drag more pets on board.
Is there a place anywhere that's safe? We'd rather have you here with us, but we don't want to be selfish about it. If we can take you somewhere where you'll be safe, we'll do that.
Adia kind of shrugs in that sort of like, I've been with a pirate fleet, and she catches themselves and is like, "Oh, I've been with a salvage fleet." Or
really, right now we're outlaws, and not likely to change that. By the looks of things, we might be able to keep a polite face on it, but I don't want this law to stand, and I will be bringing to bear what force I can.
Okay. Unless you're gonna kick me off the ship.
Hell no.
You're worried I'm gonna get us in trouble. I think I'll just sort of stick around. You know, like Kirsch, she couldn't do this stuff without me. She really needs me around. She's just can't look after herself. And there's this whole spiel of like excuses of why Adia needs to stay around, like that kind of thing.
We all do. I can't do this stuff that you can do. Either of you.
Okay. But yeah, I don't want to change ship again. I've just
okay.
And she points at a thing further down the end. I've just got the graviton dupline processor humming right.
Is that even a thing?
Yeah, from the back end of the ship. No. Shut up. Trying to. Okay. If I get you a list of folks, can I just get you to send out some? I can't do it anymore, obviously. But you just sort of
anything you need.
Yeah. I'm gonna go and the gesture to like wherever Kirsch has disappeared to. I'm gonna go and check Kirsch is doing things properly. I am. No, look, you don't. And then they walk off, clearly to be like, I don't want to be a slave anymore, Kirsch.
We don't want her to be a slave either.
No.
We don't want anybody to be slaves. We're going to tear the government down to ensure that happens.
Burn the horizon.
Yeah.
Maybe your autobiography.
Burn the Horizon is your autobiography. Okay.
So.
While Shanaz is breaking the bad news to Adia, what is Yusuf and Silsila doing? You're just watching more bulletins. I've got more news if you want to click through channels. May or may not be relevant.
Yeah, we'd probably just be
over a praline latte.
there's any kind of information we can glean from it, or if there's any kind of side reports about disturbances or stevedores, that kind of stuff.
We don't know anything about Mira, do we? So like local news, can we, whatever the equivalent of Google is, whoever we're supposed to meet before we send the message and stuff.
Okay.
I think they use Yahoo here.
Yeah, or Bing.
Jesus, what a backwater.
Not a backwater, just strictly monitored and religious. We've gone from one real strict religious place to another real strict religious place.
Oh yeah, this is more of an Ask Jeeves kind of place.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, so other things in the news. There's a lot of talk, a lot of local commentary where they are talking about the Courtesan Academy, how this year's intake is half because the standards have been raised. Like they've closed Coriolis Academy temporarily while they reassess the training standards of courtesans in general, and that's what it's.
Yeah, they used to let anyone in, didn't they?
So as a player, to me, this either means that the cult of the whatever has taken over this temple, or this temple thinks the cult of I can't remember the one we were chasing around.
Nazarene.
Nazarene sacrifice
has either taken this temple or the Coriolis temple, and this is the reaction or backlash to it. Does that make sense? And does anyone agree or disagree?
It could be that they've pulled away from exposing themselves. I'm not there. There. Ignore me.
Mm-hmm.
Could be that they've pulled away from exposing themselves.
Excellent point. Really well made there. Like it. Yeah, I wasn't talking as Silsilla, I was just talking as myself. That's my my
what like they've retreated to Mira to have less a unified front.
They don't just cover all these times because them, and that's kind of half of what they're for, isn't it? So anyway, thank you for letting me interrupt.
That's all right.
Sounds like a cover story for like pulling out of Coriolis.
Yeah. So
like, oh yeah, we're not going to be there anymore, and that's because we've changed our educational board, and we need to review what's going on, and we're going to step aside and blah blah blah. But really, we just don't want to have any of the shit that's going on there.
Yeah, there is some folks like talking on how it is the Courtesan Academy is like drawing back to reevaluate standards because they were teaching really old musical practices and dances, reevaluate for a modern horizon and that kind of stuff, and other people going, this is just a heightening of the training so that they can charge more for a courtesan. This is just, the market had become too dilute for these. Any old mine lord could have a courtesan on their arm. Now, if they draw them back and they make the market tighter, they can charge more. This is just an exclusive financial, economic thing, especially now that there's a blockade around IWAS and that kind of stuff. And
or they've all figured out something really bad's going on and they're just getting out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth figuring out if they're.
Yeah.
Or even worse still, they've been removed from the equation by someone else because they could potentially be a problem.
Yeah.
Like a Craigslist for afterburners. I'm kidding. It's okay.
What else?
We'll get them from the pirates and
I think the very final episode of this whole series, we're going to get afterburners fit on the ship.
Yeah, I think we have them anyway, to be fair.
Sure, but like double afterburners.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those ones that fold out and rotate unnecessarily before firing off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else?
With a little camera mount.
We get an old bulletin broadcast talking about, and it's probably local Mira news commenting on like the original bulletin broadcast about missing Dessa and Kai. Their spin on it is, well, if Dessa and Kai is not part of the council if they're not available to take that seat. Really, is Governor Dargushian holding a council anymore? Have they just become a despot of Coriolis? Is this something? Was Desrin Kai really sent on a very dangerous mission through Corsair space in order to give Governor Dargushian more power? Surely Johann Kassar and the other seats on the Coriolis Council can't stand for this, especially, and they probably chant a quick prayer, a sutra or something, especially after the messenger has been has passed and no longer a member of the council. That is a permanently empty seat. And then it breaks into like, what's going to happen now the messenger is not there? It's been almost a year kind of thing. And they go on to talk about how this part of the council must be filled. There's a lot of like local Mirren commentary and people poo-pooing the idea of the one that calls itself the emissary that calls themselves the judge couldn't possibly take the seat. That would be too sort of, the messenger is an appropriate one. You could possibly go for maybe a more neutral member of the seat, but it must be filled lest it be reminiscent of having the faceless on the council, which nobody wants. And it breaks into a lot of that. What else? What other political and sort of commentary? Let's see what would be interesting. There's some talk about Coriolis is now becoming a hotbed of this mystic disease. It's all over the station. Locals are advised to take caution if they make it through the blockade.
Tinfoil hats.
Yeah, sources within the special branch confirm that although a number of hosts remains high and more confirmed every day, the infected appear to seek each other out, converging in a cult-like organization. The special branch are attempting to quarantine and using adjudicators to quarantine and eliminate the infected. Folks are recommended to avoid Coriolis for the time being. Also, given that there is an exodus of folks meeting there from, like people who have been exiled from Zalos and such. So there's a lot of like people saying, don't go to Coriolis, you'll get mysticked.
Boom, best thing that will happen to you in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Tell anyone. They said it was a portal jump.
Yeah, you didn't tell them you did some really dodgy shit.
Yeah, we literally broke the laws of physics and the kind of laws of the horizon, really, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably against the law to do that kind of portal jump.
It's not against like legal laws, but
it will be if they find out that we did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you'd be bypassing a lot of portal taxes. And then also, I suspect, who is it? Not the part of the colonial agency, they're not the Federation. The ones who Varian is the Science Academy folks. They would want to impound the ship and go over it and see, what is it? And you've got a mystic on board. What was this mystic's disease infected the ship? It would be a very interesting set of conversations going on there. But yeah, there's a bunch of a lot of the commentary here has got a bit of a spin on it. There is probably one sort of small channel that talks about apologizes. Normally they have a speaker from the from the Circle of Seekers on for daily sermons and commentary on certain pillars of faith and that kind of stuff. But the Circle of Seekers have been in what is it? Conference, conclave for a number of weeks now, and they still don't have this. So please, here, watch this old video from Coriolis 66, 62, whatever. I can't remember what year we're in, but yeah, please watch this old sermon and reflect upon what the Seeker says and how it might be effective today and stuff like that. Alarm's Temple is probably featured on there as well.
It didn't exist. The conspiracy nonsense.
No, it's the Lotus, the Black Lotus that don't exist.
Oh yeah, of
Alarm's
course.
Temple is part of what runs the
Totally just a regular church. My bad.
and
Completely.
the courtesans. But yeah, that kind of stuff is all around. And yeah, there's a lot of commentary, and then there's probably like I don't know, slightly religious videos and adverts for local sand snake racing or something. The thing. Travel channels, docking station channels, that kind of thing. You spend maybe 20 minutes watching it. Shanaz, do you come straight back upstairs, Shanaz, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Just in case I've missed anything. I missed anything?
Usual crap.
Actually, mystics are apparently the secondary target of whatever's going on in Coriolis. They're literally being rounded up by adjudicators, which is definitely interesting.
It's textbook authoritarianism.
Mm-hmm.
Find your others.
Find your others, make them simultaneously an insidious, unstoppable force, but also weak enough to be trodden on. Direct the anger of your people against them. Show how strong you are by flexing your muscles.
All right. So, what do? Find out if this temple's on our side? Are we
Yes.
bothering with
Step
the
one.
relic for cash? I suppose we might need Viridian, I guess, maybe.
Varian.
Millie,
Uh-huh.
can I? So, what was the prophet lady who we met on Coriolis?
Oh,
Bonnie wouldn't
was her
believe
name?
me.
I know
about-
this one as well.
I know her name. I only have it in PDF. The old lady who spits on her sugar globe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is it-
okay.
Begin with an S.
I want to call her Sabitha, but she's not Sabitha.
No, Sabitha's the pirate lady.
Pirate
Yeah.
lady
Who's
who
not
used
a
to-
pirate.
Oh, hang
Used
on.
to own
She
our
wasn't
ship.
the prophet. There was Musaa, Zahaya, and Kamina.
Kamina is
Kamina.
the old
Kamina.
lady. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can I mind walk Kamina?
Oh, okay.
At this range? Wow.
I can do
You're
it wherever.
good.
Yeah, there's no range on mind walking.
Yeah.
Do bear in mind that she does carry a sugar globe everywhere with her, so...
Hey, I want to know what's going on Coriolis right now.
All right, make that roll.
Okay, so unfortunately, I haven't set up my dice cam yet, but I got 2 successes.
So,
There we go.
So when we mind walk, we see through their eyes. Yeah, we see what they're doing.
Yeah, their senses. I did put my mystic powers up, by the way, so I had an extra die. So
Excellent. So you got 2 successes. All right, so we
I do a long wee.
a long way, not in the canteen.
Not in my cop.
Not in the canteen.
You don't have to call it that when it's just us here.
Yeah, I've got into the habit of calling it that now.
We've kind of established that you don't have incontinence.
It's a habit now.
Right. So you expect to see because we were in the cellar of Coriolis last time. we saw them,
Yeah.
and we expect
The
to
true underbelly.
underbelly,
Yeah.
capybara running everywhere, Scavara
Exactly.
laughing in
Beautiful.
the fields. It's great. And we expect to see that in this weird little tent she had where she was giving sermons and that kind of stuff. But first up, like a wave of humidity kind of hits us. Like it's hot, it's humid, it's damp. And as you sort of focus around you and tune into somebody else's like sight, it's quite bad sight. Like she should wear glasses. Like this old lady's probably right.
Okay.
She should wear
Yeah.
glasses. And there's this odd sort of taste in your mouth. Like clearly she chews some sort of tobacco leaf or something. And yeah, she is sat, and the carpet is the same, but she's sat, and you can see like a marsh and stuff, and
Martian.
yeah, like no, like marshlands, squidgy,
Yeah.
squidgy sort of stuff, and there are a bunch of folks, and as she sort of looks around, somebody brings her maybe like a bowl of tea or something. As she looks around, you can see like there are crates of goods, not goods, like packing crates and things.
Sure.
And we watch her for a little while. She sups tea. She picks up a sugar globe and like walks out to watch a transport ship like land. And she's like leans on like the side of it, like a transport ship lands. And as she sort of looks around, you see, has Yusuf ever been to Kua?
No.
So the horizon, like as she looks over one way or another, is very like there's loads of jungles. Like you can see trees,
Yeah.
big long river that runs along, and just in the distance, peeking up is like a big, huge, ridiculously tall spire, like pillar, monolith of a shape on the horizon. And you watch Kamina watches.
I know about the obelisk, right? Though, so maybe
the
I'll
monolith. I'll
kind of put it together.
Yeah, you'll put two and two together.
There is
fair.
only two of them in the whole of the horizon,
Yeah.
and the other one's
It's fallen over.
So.
Yeah.
And we watch this transport ship like come down, stop, and more folks kind of come out of the ship. Some of them with goods and things. Some of the boxes you can see have got this spray painted hand on them that you're like, I know where they've come from,
Cool.
sort of thing. And it's lots of folks. Someone dressed in a Coriolis guard uniform, kind of steps out. But nobody seems scared of him. So he's
Okay.
clearly like somebody on
It's
the
on the inside. Someone on the inside.
Yeah, that
Yep.
kind of stuff.
Cool.
He steps out and he waves people off, and he looks at his watch kind of thing, and he's like, "Come on, we need to be quick. I've got to get this back to Coriolis. My shift begins in a few hours. Come on, quick, off." Kind of thing. And they run. Some of them like clearly know Kamina as like a prophet and kneel and that kind of thing. We watch a little bit more as these all sort of amass. And the thing, like you got a second success. So is there something else you want to know? Like, then like.
Oh.
Could you let her know that you're there in case she wants to say
Yeah,
anything
I think
out
that's
loud?
one of my other powers. I've got thought transference. Could I
mean,
use my
just
other
like-
success to make a
Almost like
thought
spending it
transference
being
roll
clumsy.
to bump into the edges of her mind,
Yeah,
kind of
so
thing?
she's like,
Okay, so you wanna use your extra success to push a bit of thought transference in.
Yeah, which would give you another darkness point.
Oh, I think we'll be all right with 19. Harry,
she's not actually transferring a thought. You're just kind of going, oi, letting her know you're
Well,
there.
I was going to kind of transfer a thought of like, do you need help? Kind of thing.
Okay.
And are you safe? Kind of
All right. So whether it's words or like
a feeling.
like like that sort of questioning kind of thing, you hear this like old lady laugh, like you've heard it sort of before, And Kamina sort of looks around and she's like, well, you definitely got us into motivation, into our things, and not quite sure yet. We've been here a day, but I think I can hear the song better this down here. And somebody is like,
Interesting.
what? And she's like, don't worry,
Old lady talking to herself.
I just need a moment. And yeah, I can definitely hear the song better down here. You were right.
Mm.
But yeah,
Okay.
as you watch like 20 or so, presumably mystics or mystics and their families
Yeah.
sort of pool into it, and she turns around, now aware that you're sort of inside her brain, to give you,
yeah.
and there's like
Have a good look. She's having a good look around.
yeah, just
for
have a
me.
look around. There's a bunch of tents, so you reckon there's maybe something about 50 or 60 folks down here already.
Okay.
Which is maybe twice what you saw in the cellar.
Okay.
So whether she's teamed up with another prophet,
One of the other ones.
or
Yeah.
whether like folks have heard, whether the situation on Coriolis has got worse, or whether folks have heard they're getting out of Coriolis, come with us. They've just decided to make that jump. Who knows? But yeah, she looks around,
Okay.
see these tents, or there's another ship sort of parked, kind of thing. And after a few moments, like you see this guard close up the door, jump back into the cockpit, and it takes off, kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, she's on Kua, with a bunch of other mystics and their families.
I will finish my long way
Mm-hmm.
and open my eyes and say, some of them have made it to Kua. Not many, but some. We need to help them.
Rest.
Each mystic is
I need to go to Kua.
force in and of their own.
Do we not need to go to Coriolis?
We need to go to a lot of places.
Okay.
We have to start
I
thinking
don't-
3-4 steps ahead.
I don't mean right now. I need to go to Kua. If we head back to Coriolis, I want to go to Kua.
Okay.
Get me to the temple.
On time.
I was
Do
going to
it
say
you.
that.
Pete's sake, met me to the temple on time.
Get me to the temple and then see if you can do the trade that we came here for.
Sure.
The relic.
The relic.
What was the thing that the Red Spider Network wanted us to do? Is it also the relic?
They wanted
They
us to find out about the smuggling network. that
yeah, they
think
had
might be out
heard
here.
that things were being smuggled through
Okay,
Mira,
that's the-
Yeah.
and that's what we think
From
is
the from the ash belt over here.
I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
But when it comes to the ash belt, that's probably one where we all need to go.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, so we put in a call to make an appointment for well, we chase up our previous appointment. Like, when is this appointment being made? We get a very polite courtesan who, to anybody else on the view screen, looks serene, accepting, happy. To Shanaz, looks the picture of stress and chaos. Like, there is just but one hair not in the right place. And the moment where she glances at something, she's not prepared for this call, kind of thing. To everybody else, it's like, oh, welcome to, thank you for calling Courtesan Academy Mira. I'm afraid that kind of. They will see you on the next day on Mira. Late, they will see you in the morning, kind of thing.
Oh, that's good. I was expecting to have to storm into their council chambers, flinging the doors open and making a scene.
tipping
Almost
tables.
looking forward to it.
You love it.
Courting drama wherever she goes. But they will see you tomorrow. They apologize for the delay. However, you must accept that there is a number of academic boards going on at the same time. And we are adjusting for a smaller income of students this year. which takes up administrative time in our administrative capacity, as there are many heartbroken youngsters unable to train this year. But yeah, somebody will see you. Is there somebody Shanaz has specifically called out to?
Well, I mean, she wants to see the top bards. There was that historian from Coriolis that she wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
The teacher, the courtesan history teacher who knew about mimeturgy.
Okay.
But at this point, she's quite prepared to talk to the chief courtesan, the head of the temple, the head mistress of the academy.
I think you potentially you don't get that high, but you do get like one of the heads of houses, like because the intake is so small. This head of house now does not have a house.
Ooh.
So they've got this duty of greeting people and that kind of stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Portfolio. So she will meet you tomorrow, probably in temple sort of area, to reflect upon the situation. She is Halima Mariam. She will meet you. For morning. Perhaps you could come and do some morning.
Oh, Gina Mansouri was the name of the temple scholar.
Gina Mansouri. Okay, cool. And she's the one we spoke to already, isn't she? Or is she the
No,
one we're looking for?
she's the one that we are looking for, the one we haven't got a chance to speak to because she got pulled from Coriolis.
So we'll find out where Gina is. We'll talk to Halima and find out where Gina is.
Yes.
And then Yusuf and Silsila, you guys are trying to reach out to contact for your secret artifact. Okay. You follow up on some of the like secret codes that Varian gave you. Contact, like it's a contact of a contact, so you sort of wait for a bit. And a call, like it's probably one of those kind of BI overlays. Like it's not actually my face. We know it isn't because there's a slight delay between me speaking and it sort of articulating me speaking. So they are obviously using something to mask their appearance. And they say, yeah, just got a balaclava on. Holding up sock. Oh, no, you've got an eye on your chin and you're led upside down on the couch.
Is that not right, Bindi Badgie?
Yes. But yeah, they this fake face sort of comes out and says, you're here for the Blue Rose?
Just nod, I guess. Rose.
Maybe. I must admit, I did not expect another bidder in the auction. I will send details for the location. Please deposit the fees as expected before arrival, and you can join the auction this evening.
We're just here to up, aren't we? It isn't an auction.
He said go and get it. He didn't say how we have
He
to go
has,
and get
he
it.
has got the funds for us to be able to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah, so we can bid on it and then
up to a certain limit, and I think
he'll
we get
pay
to
for it.
keep anything over.
Whatever
Yeah,
we don't spend.
any gap between the limit and what we pay for
Okay.
it, we get to keep the delta.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So yeah, I guess we'll do that. So we'll need to get us those little signs.
little batons. Oof,
Mhm.
oof, oof. All right, so they
Like hand on.
are very curt. Like they expect a deposit, like an end. But yeah, we arrange a meeting with an auctioneer. We arrange a meeting with a courtesan, and we drop that bombshell on Adir and Kirsch. And I think that is enough Coriolis space for this week. We know what we're doing. Got some mission plans for next week. Well, we can work the rest out as we go along. Hey, Silsilla.
In fairness, that's what we do, isn't it? I mean, the plan is never going to work.
Not the way we want it to, but something will work,
It's
right?
not the plan we want, it's the plan we deserve.
I'm just going to have to do lots of long wheeze while I read the mind of everybody bidding on this auction. Sit in the corner. Sort of.
Why just pilot with a periscope?
No, with psychic powers.
Well,
But
he has to see bidding, doesn't he?
thank you for coming back to our Coriolis game. We have missed it and missed you dearly.
I've missed that Coriolis game.
Yeah.
I do love my Coriolis. I do
yeah.
love my space. What are we on? We're on Tuesday, which means tomorrow
Yes.
is WFRP Wednesday.
Yeah. Shillings and crossbones. Guys are back in their stride and they are.
Oh, didn't Thingy?
Roger got horribly mutilated.
Yeah.
And there will be a new character.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Put yourself, both your eyes ball out and your toes.
His ogre bodyguard died.
Wow.
Wow, that's a
But-
lot of damage.
But he was wounded beforehand, wasn't he?
He was injured beforehand.
He wasn't like
So not working on full wounds, etc. But got taken
Did he
down.
go up against the Sicilian?
oh yeah.
He gets to build up an immunity.
So new character and more.
I'm not going to say what it is because
What
it's
you
you
know.
know you got to tune in and watch tomorrow.
Tune in and watch tomorrow. That's Warhammer Wednesday.
Mhm.
And are we doing?
On Thursday, I'm going to do a stream,
Oh, excellent.
and it's going to be one of two things. I'm yet to decide. It's either some heroic deed stuff,
Mhm.
or it's going to be me looking at the Spinwood Extents, which is the book that we will be using for Look to Spinwood, our Traveller series that will be starting in a couple of weeks. This week I'm going to talk about it. Next week we're going to do the character creation episode, but we're not going to stream it. We're going to record it and we'll give it to patrons once we get the show running and I edit it and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's going to be a more of an open sandbox down to the crew where they want to go.
Nice.
Classic Traveller, procedural, table rolling, all that kind of stuff. And I think we're going salvage crew, right, Ben? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I think salvage,
Yeah.
archaeology-ish
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
I've been working my memeturgy on Simon already.
Farmers in space.
Farmers in
Well,
space.
we'd end up with a space postman if we didn't have something.
Well, true.
spicier
Simon's
to
going to
look
be
at.
doing all the numbers for the
And that's
mortgage on the ship and
great.
everything.
Means I don't have
Excellent.
Yeah. So we've got
Good.
Simon, Lewis, Ben, and Dan P. And we're going to be doing a little bit of Traveller for a while. Yeah. So that will
good.
be lots of fun.
It's awesome. And if you missed any of the previous Warhammer, or you want to check that we are caught up in the right way, head over to YouTube because that's where all the previous episodes are. And also other Traveller, other Star Trek. What else have I've mentioned?
And then, as I understand it, after Traveller, we may be having a return to the One Ring. Lewis is chomping at the bit to
Yeah.
run Chapter 3, Ballad of the Bardings.
Nice. Nice. So we've got
Yeah.
some long plans.
That will likely be like a break in Traveller because the idea is that Traveller will be like a background
Long
thing
road.
that continues to run.
Much space. I love it. I love space.
Yeah.
Been a long road getting from there to here.
This has been a long road, but folks should
very
watch Pay the
winding
Road.
road.
See what I did there?
Oh, segue. Nice.
Pay
yeah.
the road.
the road, remember that?
Excellent.
Remember
Awesome.
that?
Yeah.
That's on YouTube as well.
It is. It's all on there.
all on there. And if you want to ask us any questions about any of the stuff, we want to share cool things you've done, want to hear. There's lots of morning chat going on the Discord at the minute. Come and join us.
Yeah, every morning it's like morning, and then someone in Australia says good day or
day,
good evening or good night. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, lovely stuff going on. There was some Powered by the Apocalypse chat earlier, bits and pieces like that. Come and say hi on the Discord because we love it. Anything else? Anything else? Anyone for anything else?
Support us on Patreon.
Do that.
Easy, 1 tier, $4. You get everything now,
All the stuff.
such as the character creation episode for our coming Traveller show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Awesome. You can also get our ship. That Batilla is up on Patreon.
Indeed,
Go and have a look because I think it's a free one.
it is.
Yeah.
And
Is
loads,
it true
there's
that
loads of other
patrons
stuff.
get to know whether there are actually capybaras hidden in the
The patrons
sleep gourds?
actually decided what they were. I
yeah.
gave the patrons some
Oh.
options on what Kersh had traded for, and they picked what we
That's
currently have.
terrifying. I've met some of the patrons.
Yeah, I don't know. In my still.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like full of spiders.
I love